Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we have some amazing news today. A really cool tool that's been released that you're going to be seeing here on the channel, as well as some other very awesome updates, so stick around guys. Make sure if you guys can that you join us at Flight Sim Expo 2023. That's right, Overkill Simulations is going to be present this year, guys, at the Lone Star Museum in Houston, Texas. If you guys are interested in joining us there, be sure to check down the description below. There is a coupon code that can save you guys a bit of money using my personal reference to get you there. Again, that'll save you a bit of cash in your Flight Sim Expo 2023 experience. This is going to be June 23rd through the 25th of 2023. Again, in Houston, Texas, at the Lone Star Flight Museum. I went a few years ago in Las Vegas, and they are an absolute great time. There's some very, very informative and educational seminars to help better your flight simming experience, as well as a ton of developers of both hardware and software that you guys actually get to try out, essentially a try before you buy experience, as well as talking with the developers themselves and finding out what the products are all about. So again, guys, it's going to be Flight Sim Expo 2023 in Houston, Texas. I hope to see you guys all there. Don't forget to use my coupon code that you can find down in the description below. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides as well as any future guides that come along down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below, and thank you to all of my current subscribers. So the first one that I definitely wanted to share with you guys right out of the gate, if you are a big fan of the Flybywire A32NX, there is an awesome add-on from RealTurb called Pilot Monitoring. Pilot monitoring is essentially a co-pilot that is in the seat of the aircraft. It also supports voice activation, but goes far beyond that. It also can handle things such as autopilot controls, barometric pressure, lights, landing gear. But here's the better part. If you were to give it a command, for example, that does not fit the situation, an example would be landing gear down at, cruise altitude. You're up at cruise altitude, you're doing, 500-600 knots, and you try to tell it to put the landing gear down. It will challenge you. It will actually argue with you in a sense, basically letting you know in a way that this is not proper for our current conditions. And it knows that. It goes through a ton of different variables and capabilities as far as controlling the aircraft and guiding you with the aircraft. It also will handle pushback. You no longer have to pre-plan your pushback. You no longer have to tell it where to go. You just simply execute a pushback command, a voice command, if you will. And it also knows where it is on the airport. It takes the airport telemetry and information into account and will push the aircraft back into the correct position. Now, this is a add-on, you guys, that's 14.99 euros found on the sim market. But fret not, there is a really awesome part of this, and this is one of the biggest things that I love when developers do. You have a 10-day unlimited trial with this particular product. So we will be showcasing that today on the channel, well, either today or tomorrow, but we're going to be testing it out for ourselves. But it's 10 days. You can download it for free, and you get 10 days of completely full, unlimited, uninhibited use of the software to try it out for yourself. 10 days is a long time. You can definitely get a good run at that. It's one of the reasons why I like spad.next. They give you 14 days of unlimited access to it. So it's really, really awesome. But 14.99 euros, guys, even that at that price point isn't bad. But so make sure that you guys check this out. A link to it will be found in the description below, where you guys can download the freeware version. And then if you decide to go to payware, you just go to the sim market that I'm showing here on the page, and you guys can purchase the license and then enter in the license key. It does ask you during the installation process for the license key, so it's a pretty straightforward process. Super excited to try this one out, guys. Make sure you keep an eye on the channel this weekend, as that video will be coming out shortly. For those of you who are interested in the Rex Simulations product line, such as the AccuSeason, Weather Force, and the Global Airport Textures, they have finally released a very large technical update for the compatibility with SU12. As you guys know, many of their products had some pretty significant issues when it came to the release of SU12. Well, Rex stepped up to the plate and have already updated all 3 of their products to further support and give you better performance in the Sim Update 12 release. So if you guys, again, are interested in any of those products, they can be found on the Sim Market as well as, I believe, from the Rex Access website or their website direct, basically, to grab any of these products. Now, I will state real quick, the Rex Airport textures and the Weather Force I have used in the past. They are both very, very nicely done products. I don't use the Weather Force so much anymore since the live weather, in my opinion, has gotten significantly better over the last few updates. And so it was one of those things that I stopped installing. But I do not want to take that credit away from the fact that it's still a very good product. I've heard wonderful things about the Accu season. So if you guys are interested in that, all that does is change the scenery to better reflect what the season of the area that you are flying in is currently supporting and what it should look like. Latin VFR has released their latest version of the A320, the CEO or current engine option. Now, guys, I want to start out by talking about the Latin VFR A320 so that way you guys don't misconstrue it with anything else. It is not meant for someone who's looking for a high fidelity, study level, whatever verbiage you want to use, high complex, if you will, simulator. That is not what this aircraft is. It is slightly more advanced, and I want to be careful using the word advanced even, maybe slightly more feature rich than the default A320. But it does have a few other features. It does have a tablet. There are things that you can control from there, such as weight, fuel balance, etc. It is still superior to the default A320, but it is nowhere near, for example, the Flybywire A32NX or even the definitely not the Phoenix A320 either. Either one of those two are far superior to that. And keep in mind, I'm always going to be honest, guys. Remember that the Flybywire A320 is free. So just keep that in mind. But if you're looking for complexity, if you're looking for difficulty, if you're looking for real simulated operation in real world, this is not going to be the aircraft for you. If you're someone who just enjoys hopping into an airliner, calling the A320 and flying, having a good time, kicking back and relaxing, you don't want the stress of all the intricate procedures and systems, this is a perfect aircraft for you. Again, it is better than the default, but not quite up to the complexity level of some of the others. Now, one of the cool things that they've done here is they have both the wingtip fences as well as they've added the sharklets. I can't remember. I don't think sharklet might be wrong. I can't remember what they're called. I think they're called sharklets. Anyway, regardless, they've done a very good job. The texturing of their aircraft is absolutely beautiful. I have absolutely no issues with what they've done. Again, one of the things that I truly love about Latin VFR and the way that they did their A320 is they were honest and upfront. They said from the start, before they ever released their first version of it, that it was not going to be anywhere near the complexity of the other two A320 supporters. Again, being Flybywire and Phoenix. So if you guys are interested in that, I believe it can be picked up from the Sim Market, and I believe it's right around $30 US. Again, to give you guys some comparison, I believe the Phoenix is right around $80 US. So again, better than the default, not up to par with the Flybywire A320, which is free, but obviously nowhere near as complicated either. So this is definitely for someone who is looking for an aircraft that's better than the default, but something that's not going to require hours and hours of studying and trying to figure out how to operate it. That's more what this aircraft is designed for. Inibuilds has announced that JFK or John F. Kennedy Airport in New York is in development, and it is coming along absolutely gorgeous. These guys are, as always, turning heads, taking names, whatever verbiage you guys want to use, and really turning this into a fantastic piece of art. They've even already stated, so terminals 1, 2, and 3, I believe, in real world are actually under construction. And they've stated that as that construction completes, they will be updating this to support that. But you guys look at the detail. It all speaks for itself on how far they have gone with such a massive airport. Like, I can't imagine what the man hours to do something like this when an airport like JFK was like. It's right up there with that freeware development of Gatwick. I mean, they've just done an amazing job with such a large airport. And that was over a couple years of development. This will definitely be one that I pick up, and I don't fly out there often, but it is one that I do like to fly to when I want to fly to one of the busier places. There's just something about it. I think just because it's such a popular airport, right? But I mean, Again, the amount of detail and time and effort they put into just the interior of it. I wish that we had a better walk system where you could really take a bit better advantage of the interiors being modeled the way they are. I personally don't ever really travel into the interior of these airports, as far as the camera views using the drone, etc. But the exterior is amazing. I mean, they've just really turned this thing into a phenomenal presentation. It is not out yet. I don't have a release date as of yet, but the work that they're putting into it just sort of dumbfounded me the first time I watched this video. So I wanted to make sure to share it with you guys. There is a link down in the description if you guys would like to watch the whole thing yourselves. Trust me, it's worth the watch. They really, just the cinema alone, in line with what they've done here, really, it was sort of one of those eye stoppers. They really did a great job. And Inibuilds obviously is an amazing developer. So couldn't ask for a better team to build this. MK Studios has released version 2 of Dublin Airport, and this comes just in time for the VATSIM Cross the Pond event, which is happening tomorrow, you guys, April 1st, 2023. If you guys are interested in signing up for that, make sure you quickly head over to the VATSIM site and check out what is required to do so. Now, the Dublin version 2 does come at a price point of $24.99 Australian dollars or €15.99 euros, found on the Sim market. Now, if you were already wondering about version 1 and if you already bought it, do you get a discount? The answer is yes. However, if you picked up the product from the Sim market, you can upgrade for €10.99 euros. You save 30%. And if you previously owned it on the Orbix site, you also, again, get that same discount, which brings it down to, I believe, right around $15 if memory serves. Now, if you bought it on the Microsoft Marketplace and don't want to wait for the discount to hit that, you can open a support ticket through the Orbix Direct website and get that discount applied. So again, they've done an absolutely wonderful job remodeling. They added a ton of new textures, new renderings, signage, all of the things that you could possibly think of that they put out, as well as points of interest around the airport area. So they didn't just stay to the airport. They actually added some scenery around it in case you want to do some VFR flying and check out some of the cool scenery that Dublin Airport has to offer. As always, you guys, I hope you had a wonderful week, and please stay safe and healthy. And I will see you guys in the next one.